Okay, so we're back. We just took off the black beans, which are looking, the stew beans, looking really good. And I gave them a taste. They were very, very good. So the next step, the Belizean stew is still boiling.
Yes, very hot.
And it's hot up there.
Very, very hot.
So the next step is coconut rice, and now I've never had coconut rice before, so
you're gonna love this.
I'm looking forward to it.
Game changer since you know so much about rice.
Right, the 40,000 varieties.
Well, this is one other.
All right, so cool. So what are we doing here?
So first we're making 2 cups of the rice.
Right.
And we're using the jasmine because I couldn't find the basmati.
Basmati.
So either way, delicious, right?
Okay.
But one takes less than the other, so don't follow these instructions unless you're doing the jasmine rice, right? But
and you're talking about takes less liquid.
yes, exactly, exactly. And so now what I like to do is I mix the coconut milk along with water.
Okay.
Okay. So I've already started heating up the pan, and you see it's kind of chunky,
Yeah, it's
right?
kind of chunky and thick.
Yep. It's the way it is. No big deal. There's 1 cup. There's 2 cups. And is it 3?
Yeah, we said 3.
3 cups. Okay, and so then it's going to be the little bit left there.
And then the rest.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And
Top that up.
3.
Belizean milk right there.
All
So
right.
this is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we're going to let this warm up at the same time because it is so chunky. We want to sort of stir it up. What can I stir it up without resting your short? That will work. Sometimes what I do too with a can is like I'll shake it up a little bit before opening it. I didn't really do it this time, so it's kind of chunkier. But warming it up will loosen it up some as well, right?
This is going to be really interesting. This is going to be good. See, that's the neat thing about this. We're getting all these flavors of the Caribbean wrapped into it.
Absolutely.
And it's almost time to add another flavor.
Yes. Yes, it is.
That will be our cocktail we'll
And
be
I
having
cannot
shortly.
wait. It's going to be
So
so
then now you're
delicious.
going to add salt.
Now we're going to add salt, and again, just like everything else with salt, I always say it's,
Yeah.
up to taste.
So you're putting quite a bit, but that's out of the grinder. So I'd
Yeah.
say that's about a half teaspoon of salt.
Perfect. That sounds about right. I tried saying
I-
a whole
I-
tablespoon.
Yeah, you were
Like,
saying that.
what?
No. A half teaspoon.
Kenny showed me what a tablespoon looks like. I was like, maybe not so much.
Yeah, half teaspoon. So I'm getting much better on figuring out how much is that dash actually being.
Right? And that's so hard though, because
It
like
is.
I was saying too, I mean, like people are like a handful. It's like, well, what's a handful to you?
Right.
I mean, to me.
Okay, so you're stirring it, so that's mixing up that chunk.
Uh-huh.
Now, are you gonna bring it to a boil before you
Yes.
add the rice?
Absolutely.
And see, that's interesting because usually you'll put the rice in and then bring the water to a boil with the rice in it.
Yep. Not in this case, folks. So you're gonna get it to boil, and you want it to boil.
Now, let me ask you this: if we're using basmati, because I soak my basmati
Yes.
before I do it,
Right.
would you soak it in this recipe?
I never have.
You never have.
But here's the thing, because I hadn't met you and I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
So now I haven't been able, because I haven't found the basmati, because by the way, he's bought all the basmati in all of New Orleans. I can't find it anywhere. But I haven't had the chance to try it, so I don't know. I have no idea.
Because typically, if you soak it, you get longer flakes.
Right.
So even if you, I'm just thinking,
Yeah.
if you soaked it just in water for 20, 30 minutes, drain the water, and then do this, and then add it.
Absolutely, yeah. All right, so that's looking great. So yeah, I honestly, like, before talking to you, I had no idea to do that. In fact, I asked you if you rinsed your rice, if you,
Right.
and that's when I found out, no, okay, which is good, because I never have.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so this way, I don't know, I
Especially
haven't
with the
tried.
Tex-Mex rice, because you're putting it in hot oil and you don't want it to.
Right.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So it's a safety issue why I don't do it in that.
Gotcha. That makes
So, but
sense.
sometimes if you, like with jasmine, if you rinse it ahead of time, you're taking off some of the starch.
Okay. I hear you.
So you're going to 2 cups.
So 2 cups. This is such a neat little measuring cup.
The top page.
Yeah, guys, I don't know if you even have. I've never seen one like this.
They're looking at it right now.
No, but I'm saying I've never. Oh, and you can see it on the side too.
Right.
Okay, great.
So these are pretty cool.
Woo.
That's okay. You can get
It's
ready.
like,
I have a central vac system.
Oh, that's right, you fancy man. That's correct. I forgot.
Okay. So that's boiling.
Yep. So boiling. So now we're gonna throw that in there.
All right. I'll need
Oh, that coconut. You can smell that coconut.
And then you're gonna stir it up.
Okay.
Stir it up.
Then you're gonna cover it up.
And now how long?
And so now we're gonna lower it as soon as it starts to boil up again, right?
You're
And
gonna
let's
want
set
it
the alarm. And we're
for
gonna
how long? How many minutes?
we're gonna do 10 minutes to start.
Okay.
Generally it takes about 15, but I like to keep an eye on it because in about 10 minutes you're gonna see that it's absorbed most of the liquid, and you want to kind of
Right.
bring it, fluff it up a little bit.
Okay. So
now it's boiling.
so hit my timer.
Yep.
Okay.
And then we're gonna lower it.
And I'm
So
sure the
very
boiling point of coconut milk is a lot quicker than
It's a lot lower than
would
water.
be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, and that's why you want to just keep an
Right.
eye
So
on
you're
it.
because typically I'll do rice for 20 minutes.
Right. No, it won't take you that long.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll definitely be much quicker than that.
We're getting closer and closer.
I know, guys. I'm so hungry.
All right. So
now you
here.
had mentioned that you could get it even lower by
Right,
doing
if I-
something fancy.
Fancy man.
Oh yeah, way cool. That's perfect right there.
All right.
Yeah.
So
When
now.
When you do
pe-
that though, you want to keep an eye on it
Yeah.
so that you make sure it doesn't get blown out.
Great.
Now, a quick update before we pause.
Yes.
We are.
Yes. So we're about to get our drink on.
Yes, we're about to get that. We'll come back for that. So
All right.
But,
Coming back
the
with.
stew is almost just right.
Yes.
The
Yes.
veggies are getting cooked down some.
And now while we cook the rice, we can actually take the lid off and just kind of let it evaporate some. So now it's going to condense more.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that'll thicken it. So is this
Exactly.
typically a soupy or is it thick?
Here's the thing. So it's right. It's kind of like it's kind of a. It's not soupy. It's kind of like a brothy
Okay. Right.
texture.
Okay.
And so again, depending on when you put the vegetables in, is also how thick it might get.
Okay.
Because if they
So we're not going to
disintegrate-
add any flour or
No.
anything like that to
Oh, no.
thicken it. So it is going to be more of a soupy broth than
Right.
say like the gumbo, which is more
Right.
stewy.
Exactly.
So even though it's a stew,
right.
it's still a light broth.
Absolutely. And so that's what's really interesting, because in Belize, a lot of times, like our tourists, they're like, well, what should I eat? And we're always like, stew, whatever, right? And they're like, oh God, it's so hot. I don't
Yeah,
want
it's
stew.
not winter.
Yeah, they're like, no thanks. I'm like, so hot right now. It's like the last thing that I want is some soup. And we're like, no, it's not a soup. So you'll see when we serve the plate that we'll have the rice, we'll have the beans, we'll have the meat, and then we'll drizzle the
Okay.
broth, right, over.
Okay.
And so it can kind of sit, if you do it in a bowl, then it'll sit and then it'll mix with like the coleslaw and the mayo
Cool.
from it and stuff. Yeah. So it's really good.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we will let you all know when we're almost done here.
Yes, sir.